Myself, Dr. Kulbhushan W. Pawar from Department of Botany, Rayat Shikshan Samsthas, RB Narayan Rao Borawki College, Srirampur. Today, I am going to deal on the particular plant protection method. Friends, in last lecture, we had seen the plant protection method of the vegetable, that is the tomato. Today, we are going to see the plant protection method of the particular pea, what is called Pisum sativum. There is the particular T.Y.B.Sc syllabus. There is a paper, that is the horticulture and floriculture. The topic is from the horticulture and floriculture, fruits and vegetable production technology, and in that there is the plant protection method. Today we are going to see the plant protection method of the Pisum sativum or pea. Pisum sativum or pea is the particular annual herbaceous leguminous plant belonging to the particular family Fabaceae and grown for its edible seeds and the seed pods. We know what are the value of the Pisum sativum or pea seeds or seed pods as per as the vegetable is to be concerned. The pea plant can be bushy, climbing. Sometimes there is the climbing habit is there with a slender stem which attached to the substrate using the tendrils. There is the tendrils are formed in the particular pea plant. The plant produce the white, red, or there is the sometime there is the purple color of the flower and solon complex green seed spot. The pod, we know that pod is of the solon and compressed, which can be straight or the curved. Solon complex green seed pod, which can be sometime curved. The pea plant is the annual plant surviving only one growing season. The survivalence of the particular plant is the one growing season and can reach up to the 30 to 150 centimeter in length, or what we call it as the height of the 30 to 150 centimeter. The pea may also be referred to as the garden pea. What we call it as the garden pea again. Then pea crop are subjected to number of diseases that can reduce the yield, quantity as well as the quality. What we call the yield, quantity as well as the quality, and infection can come from the variety of the source, or there are the different sources of the infection. So this infection minimize the disease can be, or these diseases, or what we call diseases can be minimized through the preventive and some sort of the control measures is there. So what are the common diseases on the pea plant? Suppose there is the Downy mildew, Powdery mildew, then there is the particular seedling blight, root rot, then there is the particular ascochyta blight is there, then there is the bacterial blight is there. So disease for this particular disease, first of all there is the use of the preventive measures, and for the particular protection of the disease from the pea plant there is the use of the some sort of preventive measures, and then there is the control measure or what we call management measures. Okay, in case of preventive measures, effective crop rotation is there. Suppose there is the crop rotation, that is one of the preventive measures. Then the use of the best quality seed that are available, then use of registered fungicide for treatment, then there is the use of the varieties with the disease resistance. So these are the some preventive measures, early seedling and the monitoring. These are the some preventive measures. Friends, we focus on the brief different sort of diseases that are occur on the particular pea plant. In case of these particular diseases, there is the name of diseases, what are the causal agent or what we called causative agent of that particular disease. Then there is the what are the symptoms, one can identify the disease on the basis of the particular symptoms, and then what are the management or what are the control measure of the particular diseases. Okay, so first of all, the disease that is the dumping of, root rot, seed decay, seedling blight, then wilt. These are the different diseases. So here there is the dumping of, root rot, then seed decay, then the seedling blight and the wilt. So what are the causal agent of that particular diseases? What are the causative agent of that particular diseases? Here suppose we can consider the seed rot, dumping of and the seedling blight. There is the Pythium species. Pythium species is the causal agent or causative agent of this particular disease. Then there is the, suppose we can consider here the root rot disease here, because we know that there are the different causal agent of the particular different diseases having the different causal agent. So in case of the particular root rot, there is the Aphanomyces UTCS, that is the particular causal agent of the diseases. And when there is the wilt is to be concerned, or there is the Fusarium species or Fusarium oxysporum is the causal agent of the particular wilt. So different causal agent shows the different sort of the symptoms in case of the diseases. So here, so there are the many diseases are there, and three type of causal agent or causative agents are here. Here there is the particular, suppose we consider there is the Pythium species. What are the symptoms of the Pythium species? The symptoms is that pre-emergence and post-emergence dumping off and root tip necrosis is there. So what is the symptoms? There is the pre-emergence and post-emergence dumping off, and there is the root necrosis is there. Then if there is the Fusarium oxysporum, it causes the particular wilt disease. Then what are the symptoms of the Fusarium oxysporum? That is the develop the particular pink masses of fungal spores at the base of the stem under the humid condition, because the Fusarium there is the humid condition is a favor for the again Fusarium. So develop the pink masses of the fungal spore at the base of the stem under the particular under the humid condition. Then there is the, suppose we consider the Aphanomyces. Then what are the symptoms of the Aphanomyces? There is the causes watery soft rot near the soil lines. It causes the watery soft rot near the soil lines, root cortex tissue collapse. Another one symptom is that there is the root cortex tissue collapse, and ultimately what will be the result? The result is that plant may die. Then these are the three causal agent and their symptoms. Then there is the particular what are the management practices or what are the control measures on this particular disease. So there is the legume free rotation of the at least 5 years. This is important thing is that in case of the management, legume free rotation at least 5 years will reduce the inoculum level of the what we call reduction in the particular inoculum level of the particular diseases. Okay. And then there is the soil planted to pea should be well drained. Okay. Well drained means what? Again there is the avoidance of the over watering is there, overhead watering is avoid is there, but the soil planted to the pea should be well drained. Then phosphate and nitrogen fertilizer help to reduce the particular damage of the crop. Suppose one can use the phosphate and the nitrogen fertilizer, that a particular phosphate and nitrogen fertilizer help in the reduction of the damage. And another thing is that use of the particular resistant cultivar. So these are the some management practices or some control practices on the particular dumping of root rot, seed decay, seedling blight and the wilt. Okay friends, we can see again the disease. Another disease is that there is the bacterial blight. Bacterial blight. Okay, so this is another disease that occur on the particular pea plant, that is the bacterial blight. What is the causal agent or causative agent of this bacterial blight? Pseudomonas syringae. Okay, this is the causal agent or the what we call the causative agent of this disease, that is the Pseudomonas syringae. Then what are the symptoms of the disease? One can record it or one can note it, the symptom, that is the water soaked spot, water soaked spot on leaves or leaf, then pod and stem. Here one can notate the water soaked spot on leaves, pod and the stem. Then what happened? This particular leaves, pod and stem, they get enlarged due to the particular infection. So water soaked spot on the leaves, pod and stem, and after few days it get enlarged, or the stem, leaves or pod get enlarged. Leaves may turn brown. Leaves may turn brown and finally it die. Then seed may covered. Next symptom, seed may covered in slime. Okay, so these are the symptoms of the bacterial blight causing by the Pseudomonas syringae. So here first symptom is that, or early symptom is that, there is the water soaked spot on the leaves, stem and pod is there. Then another one symptom is that there is the leaves may be turned brown and it get die. Then seed may be covered with the slime. These are the symptoms. Then what are the control or management method of this particular disease? How one can control or how one can manage the particular disease? First of all, management. In case of management, use of the disease free seed. Okay, this particular control measure one can use in all the diseases. What is that? There is the use of the disease free seed, and then there is the avoid use of the another one control measure is that, management is that, another use or avoid overuse of the particular irrigation or overhead irrigation. Using avoidance of overhead irrigation is again recommended to control this particular bacterial blight. Okay, then next disease is that there is the downy mildew. we oftenly heard the downy mildew and the powdery mildew. What are the causal agent of this particular disease? That is the Poronospora vc. Okay, this is the causal agent, or what we call it as the causal agent of the disease, causative agent of the disease, that is the downy mildew. Then what are the symptoms of this particular disease? Then infection start on the lower surface of the leaves. Lower surface of leaves, and then progresses in cool and moist weather. Cool, moist weather. Okay, so there is the infection, that is the starting point of infection of this particular disease, that is the lower surface of the leaves, and progress in the again the infection, that is progress in the when there is the cool moist weather is there, that time there is the particular progress of the particular infection. Then greenish yellow, to brown lesion on upper surface of leaf. Upper surface of leaf. Another one symptom is that, means what? Here the particular infection, that is start from the lower surface of leaves, then it will be progress in the cool and moist weather, then greenish yellow to brown lesion. This is the important symptom, that is the greenish yellow to brown lesion appear on the particular upper surface of the leaf. Then what are the control measure? Control, or what we call the management. Management in case of this particular downy mildew causes by the Poronospora, here there is the 3-year crop rotation. Crop 3-year crop rotation out of legumes. Then use of disease free seed. So here there is the 3-year in case of control measure, 3 years crop rotation out of the legumes, but 3 years crop rotation but out of the legumes. Then use of the disease free seed, and then another one control measure is that there is the particular burial of infested crop residue. Another one control measure or management practice is there is the burial of the particular infested crop residue. So these are the control measures on the downy mildew. Then next disease, that is the another disease, that is the powdery mildew. Another one disease, what is that? There is the powdery mildew, downy mildew, and another one there is the powdery mildew. Causal agent. What is the causal agent of this particular disease? A recipe, polygonal. Okay, this is This is the causal agent of this disease, that is the recipe polygoni. Then what are the symptoms? Symptoms of the particular powdery mildew. We know that the name itself indicates that there is the symptoms in the form of the powder. So the name of the disease, that is the powdery mildew. Small diffuse off colored spot appear on the lower older surface of leaf. Okay, so small diffuse off colored spot appear on the particular lower older surface of leaves. The lesion later appear powdery white Okay, so name indicate that there is the powdery mildew. So small diffuse off colored spot appear on the lower older surface of the leaf. Lower surface and older leaf is there. Lower surface and older leaf is there. So lesion that appear, there is the particular powdery white, and then lastly there is the plant may die. So these are the symptoms that are a particular seen on the lower surface, older lower surface of the leaf. Okay, then what are the control measure, or one can what will be the management practice of this particular powdery mildew? First of all, there is the particular crop rotation, the practice of the particular crop rotation. Then there is the early seedling, use mildew resistant variety. Early seedling is there, crop rotation is there. Then again there is the use of the particular mildew resistant variety. Then there are the spray of the inorganic sulfur. Spray of inorganic sulfur at the rate 0.25%. And another thing is that tridomorph at the rate 0.1% is recommended. Okay, so spray of the particular inorganic sulfur. What is that? Inorganic sulfur. First thing is, in case of control measures or management system, there is the particular crop rotation, early seedling, then use of the mildew resistant variety, or what we call powdery mildew resistant variety. Then there is the use of the inorganic sulfur at the rate 0.25% and tridomorph 0.1% is also recommended to control this particular disease. Then next disease is that another disease that is again common disease in case of the pea. ascochyta. There is the ascochyta is there. This is the common disease on the pea. What is the causal agent of the disease? That is the Mycospirilla pinoides. Okay, this is the causal agent of the disease, that is the Mycospirilla pinoides. Then what are the symptoms? Here there is the symptoms one can noted. Symptoms one can notice. There is the tan purple lesion on leaves. Okay, one can notate the symptom, that is the tan purple lesion on the particular leaves, and then stem and pod get this particular infection or spot or the lesion, they again extended toward the stem and the pod. This lesion extended again on the stem, tan purple lesion on the leaves, and this particular extended on the stem and the pod. Then what are the control measures of the disease? There is the particular grow pea in dry areas. Okay, this is the one of the control tactics in case of this particular disease. Then there is the particular use the recommended fungicide for treatment of the seeds, or for treatment of seed use the recommended fungicide. Then there is the use of the resistant varieties to this particular disease. These are the some recommendations or control measures in this particular disease. Okay, so friends, these are the some bacterial and the fungal disease on the particular pea plant. Another one, we can take the one example of the particular viral disease. What is that? There is the mosaic red clover vein mosaic virus. Mosaic, or what we call, there is the red clover vein mosaic virus. Red clover vein mosaic virus. Mosaic virus. Okay, what is that? Red clover vein mosaic virus, RCMV. What we call RCMV, that is the red clover mosaic virus. What are the symptoms of this virus? There is the molted pattern on leaves, yellow leaf veins is there, and destroyed leaves. Then stunted plant which oftenly turn into the die. Stunted plant growth is there, or which oftenly die. Then what are the control measures or the management? Here in case of this particular virus, no known resistant to the virus. That particular control depends on the control of the particular aphid population. One can control the particular aphid population. Then apply appropriate insecticide of the aphid population is significant one. Okay, application of the particular appropriate insecticide if the aphid population is there, because the control is depend on the control of disease is depend on the aphid population or the control of aphid population. So friends, these are the some diseases from the category of viral. bacterial and fungal that are affected on the particular pea plant, Pisum sativum. Okay, thank you very much.